Warning, spoilies ahead.
I think there's like an Ernest Goes to Camp. There's probably an Ernest Goes to
Also,
Hell
just
at one
cream of
point.
the crop is not something that's used enough anymore.
No, it has to rise to the top, the cream of the
Yeah.
crop.
Yeah.
You know? I am the cream. I am the crop. Cream always
Those
rises to the top.
Those are words to live by.
Mm-hmm. Macho Man.
The great Savage himself.
The late and great Macho Man. Bonesaw is ready.
Dude, perfect impression.
Thank you. I've got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Hi, welcome to Two Guys, One Film, part of the Project Nerd Podcast Network. I am Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
And this week we watched the 1987 movie Prince of Darkness, written and directed by John Carpenter himself. Probably one of my favorite directors of all time. This man really inspires me. We'll get into that later. He actually wrote it under, he credited himself as Martin Quatermass instead of John Carpenter. I guess as an homage to someone. I was like, whatever, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know who Martin Quatermass is.
I'd be interested to find out if that person was a filmmaker and see what kind of films they made.
I think it was Quatermass was the last name of somebody. I don't know.
Huh. Just anyway. a tribute.
Yeah, tribute to. What I love about John Carpenter is how he makes his own music for his movies every time. He does all the scores himself, him and some other people. I fucking love that. I love how he makes his own music for his movies. And it's so good. It fits so well. Cause it's not over the top. It's just kind of in the background. It kind of just it's repetitive, but almost in a good nature where you're not paying attention to it, but it's there and it's creating ambiance, if you will. But
it feels like some I guess you could call it negative space. Because like you said, it's repetitive, but not in the sense that you notice that it's repetitive unless you're really, really listening to it. And otherwise it's the piano scene in our because it's literally just a repeat, but if you don't listen to it, it's good filling stuff for the background.
What's great is there's that scene where the priest and the professor are walking up to the vat of slime, and every time it cuts to the slime there's that cool music, and then it goes back. And it's really fucking beautiful. Let me do a quick synopsis of this film. So oopsie-doodles. So we
don't do that ever. How could you, man?
No, we never
that's it.
Ever jump ahead.
Show's over.
Yep, done. Scrap it. So there is a Brotherhood of Sleep. They are a bunch of priests who have kept such a cool name, isn't it?
That could totally be a drone metal band.
Oh hell,
Brotherhood of Sleep. That's ours.
Yeah,
we're the Brotherhood of Sleep. We're taking it.
Done.
Yep.
So anyway, they keep this secret for thousands upon thousands of years about how Satan's father, called the anti-god, ruled Earth, and Jesus, who was basically an extraterrestrial, helped humanity capture his son into this tube of goo and hide it forever because his son wants to wake up. His son is Satan, wants to wake up and bring his father, the anti-god, back to our dimension. Basically, it was so fucking cool because it's horror mixed with science, which was so dope about it. There's physicists on this thing.
It was great because it just felt the gist was, help, my religion's bullshit. I need science.
It really is. Donald Pleasance questions his religion through the whole thing because they were lied to essentially for so many years.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool way of he needed these people's help to know what's going on. And at one point it's everybody needs to know this. And the guy's who's gonna fucking believe it, dude? So it was just such a fucking
Scientists.
dope movie. Scientists.
Well, some of them,
Mm-hmm.
as we see.
But what was cool about just immediately off the get-go of the movie is like there's the title cards of the characters. They would stop and they'd show like a scene in the movie. And they would like cut back to the title cards and come back. I was like, that is fucking cool. Like this movie.
See, like that, I loved that. Like for a little bit, I'm like, man, this is an extremely long opening scene. But I was like, actually, this is really cool because it's like a prologue. Like you're like, you get to see like the setup. So it doesn't really take any time of the actual movie. So they can just like make more movie.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that.
This movie is shot beautifully. There are so many fucking cool shots in the movie. It's just an overall dope ass story. Like, can't say enough. I love John Carpenter. But the one with the scene where like the professor guy's like walking into the university and he like covers his eyes like that to look at the sun. And I was like, that's actually kind of a cool way to do it. I don't know why you do it.
Like, would that I was like, would that actually work? Like, because I kind of thought like, is this sort of like an eclipse looking thing? And I'm like, I don't know if that would work. And then, you know, the leader of the bums here, Alice Cooper.
Alice fucking Cooper. That was such a dope like choice for I love that scene. So when the all the like which they're adults, which I mean, like once you get to that level of like being a physicist or anything like that, you're basically an adult in college. But they're like going to the church after being recruited, and all these like bums are across the street, and that one lady's like, look at them, and then Catherine looks over and she just shrugs it off. It's like, well, she's a typical Californian woman. It's like, what's the big fucking deal? They're just homeless.
Wow, look, homeless people, why are you drawing attention to it?
We're in LA, they're everywhere. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Sorry.
Brian was like a cut dude, man, and like any scene to show on like shirtless, it was like they had to do it. Like when he's like,
any chance they got,
playing solitaire with his like shirt off and stuff, and I was like, "Ooh, Brian, that mustache."
We see him walk up, and I thought, "Man, James Hetfield's in this movie too." Man, they're just rolling out the stars in this.
It was like right after Kill 'Em All
super
came out,
cut.
dude.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have short hair at that time.
That's true. That's when they sold out.
Him. He is a bit aggressive towards that woman, though. It's a little weird. Gets a little weird.
But hey,
he first hangs out with her, it's like
his like whole like
wait, hold up, wait.
This
let me try this again.
This isn't how this conversation would have played out in my head. Let's start over, and then like waits for her outside and was like, "Let's get coffee." And it's like,
I love it when she's coming out of the that other building with a guy. And he's like sitting there, just oh.
Well, she's going to go mullet. My mustache doesn't stand a chance.
Oh, I don't know, buddy. I mean,
see, and I almost got a mullet going on right here. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Well, if I wouldn't tie it back.
Yeah. So when Donald Pleasance, the priest, goes to show Victor Wong, I don't remember his character's name, through like the basement.
I'm
of the
awful
church.
with names, so don't feel bad about this. I'm gonna be like that one guy
that
with
guy.
a lot. So
that's what we're good at. So when he's like showing him the basement, like all of these candles are lit. So did like he go pre-light them, or is this place just so demonic that it's always lit with candles?
So lit, bro.
Dude,
so lit with candles.
Oh, dude, this like basement's so lit, like so much candles and prinks of darkness, dude.
So much Jesus everywhere. A lot of crucified ones.
There's a lot of crucified Jesus. Yeah. The more the merrier, to be honest. Yeah, Brian's creepy line with that lady when he's like, when you talk numbers, you're all romantic, and when we talk people, you shut off. It's like, yeah, when you say creepy things like I'm a sexist and proud of it, you know, it's like, yeah. That would be like,
I like that,
too.
like the look on her face, like, all right, I made a mistake.
Yeah,
you're like, well, no, dude, I was kidding. I was kidding.
Oh, just kidding.
And I love it when they wake up in bed together. Like just the look on her face whenever he's like close to her, just and then she's like, all right, I get, like, then they kiss, and then she's like, I guess we'll hang out again. It's like, oh, I don't know,
man. Holding
a
cup of coffee while he kisses her in bed. That's pretty impressive.
I know. I like but like just the look on her face, just the.
And of course, he has to go out, look at the sunrise with his shirt off.
Don't you?
Every morning, and then see the moon getting closer and closer to the sun, going, right, this should be good. Right.
I loved that. Oh man, it's chilly. I thought this was California.
Yeah, dude, it gets cold at night. It's like,
weird.
yeah.
I kept making that joke through the movie when he was out there looking at the suns. I'm like, two suns? I thought this was California.
Oh man, so bright out here. This is California. What?
And now he's Sylvester Stallone.
The most badass part is like Alice Cooper. Everybody, when they look at the sun in this movie, does this. Alice Cooper just straight up looks at it, nothing. It's just like a fucking badass. Just like, I'm gonna stare at the sun without any protection. Everybody else is like,
and now he's blind in real life.
We've uncovered the secret of Alice Cooper. Secretly,
always keep running into stuff
ever since
because he's
87.
stared at the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Apparently, that bicycle scene where he stabs that dude from the bicycle was like a prop from his actual concert that he would use. So like Carpenter let him use it. So yeah, when he like impales that dude with the bike, and then I like how the guy just like slumps over and is still standing up. I was like, that's fucking sick, dude.
Well, if anybody would know like the proper way to stab someone with a bicycle so they would stay propped up, it would be Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper, of course, everybody knows that.
But I feel like I guess they're like demonically possessed. But I feel like if I would have been that kid, I just would have been like, I'm gonna just run past Alice Cooper with the bike.
Well, here's the thing. Hang on. If I saw this,
I would have gone back inside.
Yeah,
initially.
I would not walk to the bottom of the stairs to investigate a pigeon that is crucified. I'd be like, I'm out. See ya.
Yeah, I don't want. That's yeah. I would have been that scary. I'm going back inside.
Now let's check it out. Oh, okay, that should be weird.
And you know where that got him? Impaled on a bicycle, half a bicycle.
Kids, let this be a lesson to you. Never go down an alley with a crucified pigeon, or else you're gonna be just cut.
I'm gonna put it out there on a crucified anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
Pigeon, squirrel,
spider. Don't matter.
A spider, yeah, crucified spider. Get out. Don't investigate further. Fucking leave.
Yeah, because again, you'll probably get stabbed with half a bicycle.
I like that Dr. Leahy guy because he looks like Meatloaf. Like I thought he was Meatloaf for a second.
Oh,
the guy that does the
bald
trumpet
dude?
thing. The guy that has like the
other
apples
guy.
and the trumpet. He looked like Meatloaf. I was like, I forgot. I didn't know Meatloaf was in this movie. What's going on?
Again, rolling out the stars.
Yeah, but it's
you got James Hetfield.
You got James Hetfield. You got Alice Cooper.
You got Meatloaf.
You got Meatloaf. He's just doing all of the singers, dude. John Carpenter loves musicians. They set up the equipment in the church like fucking fast, dude. And there's like
and a lot of that shit looked pretty damn heavy. And they got it all down there by the glowing thing, like computer screens and shit. And these are old CRT monitors from like 87. There's no way any of that shit was heavy or light.
Yeah, and they've got like cords running up from the basement to like the second and third floor. They got computers in different rooms, just like people doing a bunch of shit.
You know what I was thinking this whole time? Nerd alert.
Nerd alert. Look at all these
guys.
nerds.
Look at all these nerds with their computers
and their graphs and their differential equations that didn't exist over 2,000 years ago, which that's fucking cool. Differential equations did that. And the poor, what's her name? Oh, Susan. Anytime
nobody remembers, ever.
Like, Susan, who? The radiologist. And it's like, there was that.
The one with the glasses.
Who? There was that part, spoiler alert, when she gets like possessed. Every time like she came up to someone, I wanted them to go, who are you?
I know.
I'm the radiologist.
Oh, who? The one with the glasses? I lost them.
I don't recognize you. Don't have your glasses on, Velma. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know.
And how Donald Pleasant gets a ride to the church with a limo every day. That's pretty fucking dope ass move, dude. Mm-hmm. I was like, no, take me with the limo, please. Yeah, his acting like wasn't over the top. That's what I liked about it. He was just like so, I don't know, it was almost like a theatrical performance, the way like he acted. It was so cool. Like it was like their world of like science and reality, and he was like this different character altogether, like being a priest.
I did too. I liked how he wasn't over the top. I wouldn't really consider him like a subtle priest, considering like how he goes into the story, but I did feel like he had a good way of portraying like when after he tells that story of like the lie and stuff, it felt like he had this like portrayal of shame, you know.
Right.
So like, you know, when I'm jumping ahead a little, when he's like separated off into that other room and he's just, you know,
like cowering in fear, and like trying to pray to a Bible.
Yeah. When you're like, is that actually going to work? Or.
And then, that whole scene where he's talking about like how they've been lied to, and how he's like, we just feed everybody the same pretty much bullshit over the years of what they want to hear. And like, we give them our message. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. He's getting it.
Yeah. Also, fuck you too.
Yeah. That's what the church does, dude. They hide
like,
vats.
Just tell them about the scary green tubes. They could have gotten rid of it a lot earlier.
Yeah. I mean,
which was fucking cool the way they do the liquid dripping out of it,
dripping up, and it's like collecting on the ceiling. Oh, so fucking cool, dude. Yeah, like it. I just fucking love it. It's just beautiful, like practical effects, even though it's like, you know, cameras upside down. Who gives a fuck? It looks cool. And for some reason, they got a bad case of worm windows, which happens in California.
You know what I thought was cool about that too is it looked like they're dripping like backwards.
Yeah, they're like sliding up, which I was like, that's fucking cool.
And I couldn't figure it out because, like, I mean, I guess you could voice over a scene, but and play it in reverse. But it seemed like they were in the room at the same time as they were going backwards, but like talking. So I'm like, how?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
like close up, I'd understand. Like you said, you can just reverse the footage. But yeah, if they're in the room at the same time, how are they making the worms go up? That's pretty fucking impressive.
Maybe it's a whole spinning room, like that NSYNC
video. Oh,
or
shit,
like
dude.
the Jamiroquai one with the like
future me, magical insanity. I'm gonna get sued by Jamiroquai for singing this song. Yeah.
You should be happy you're singing that song.
I love that song, dude. Like, it's a great fucking tune.
I'm not like, I mean, I don't dislike Jamiroquai. You should be happy we're talking about him.
Yeah.
Maybe people are going to be like, who's that? And they're going to go Google him now and be like, wow, that song's cool.
Google Jamiroquai. It's a dope video. It's a dope song. He used to wear those cool hats that were in style. Yeah. Let's bring him back. Just saying. I like how Walter's watching Tom and Jerry, and it's like Tom going to hell.
I've seen that episode before.
Yeah. Like I used to like beg Jerry for like a signature so he can go to heaven. But like I was noticing it in Cat People. I love when movies do this kind of thing where like the theme of the movie, they're always like somehow watching it on TV, because in Cat People, they were watching like Top Hat Cat or whatever he is, that Hanna-Barbera cartoon. And then later on, she's watching like a commercial for a cat thing. So it's like, I fucking love when movies do that, where it's like, oh, it's a movie about the devil. Here's
just in case you forgot that you were watching a movie about that. You know,
no,
little
Walter's like the only one that curses in the movie, and also is like just like the only one who like doesn't fucking believe anything, give a shit. I fucking love Walter. And he's like on the other side of the wall. I was like, Walter, is that you? He's like, what the fuck do you want? I was like,
yeah. Man, if I was him and like I had to pee, I just would have pissed in the corner of that closet. I'm like, what the? Oh, fuck it, dude.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I was like, not really
pee in the corner, man.
Yeah.
Like dumping, I don't know if I could pull that off.
Just push it out the window, the little holes of the partition window, you know.
I don't like it when it's next to me.
Yeah. Oh, no, what's on my hands? Get the
guys, could you hurry? I pooped my pants. That one guy that says caca. Not once.
Twice. He also says Looney Tunes. They're Looney Tunes. It's caca, which I want to talk about. That is,
I like this scene. This was cool.
Probably like the most, I don't know why every time I watch this, most like one scene like fucking hits me the most, just like the way it's filmed and just how fucking beautiful it is, of like the cool close-up shot on the shears, like let alone he's like being covered in beetles. The shot on the shears, how it doesn't move, but the background's moving. And then this just whole wide shot where it doesn't cut away and you just watch her in real time, like run towards the dude. Fucking terrifying and beautiful at the same time. It's just so fucking cool.
I know. I was sitting there looking at him like, why is he still standing in the beetles? Run, dude, she's coming.
And just like how many times
for me,
it just
like
keeps going, stabbing.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, the Beatles. I'm like, well, first off, I would have saw him on the ground. I would have hopped right to the left or right of me. I'm like, I'm not standing on these. Then I would have proceeded to brush them off. And also with the amount of times that he's stabbed and just standing there, it's like you have enough energy to run away. If you're gonna
Devil's
take
got
that
him.
many stabbings, you could have ran away.
Devil's got him, man.
I like the and that this is a little bit farther down, I guess, but when he's standing out there again and they look out the window,
Pray
and
for
he's
death.
yeah, and like when he just kind of collapses, that was so cool. Like
Once
with
again,
the Beatles
like
and shit.
a beautifully shot scene because like it's just him in darkness. Like you can't see anything else around it. So when the
Yeah.
body's falling apart, like it's cool because it doesn't give it away that it's like a prop, but it just gives you just that one shot of just like in the abyss, this guy turning into beetles, which was fucking cool. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
hey, you gotta get a lot of beetles, but also pour them down a pant leg, you know.
Like I'm sitting there thinking like, man, so many beetles died. So many dead beetles. But also, I don't know if I'd like, how do you get your hands on that many beetles?
I don't know. Like, how do you
I'm
get
gonna
to
need
like,
like millions and millions of beetles and also ants.
yeah,
There's a lot of ants.
yeah.
I'm thinking like, how do they know those ants are gonna be there? And also the ants in the TV. I'm like, how do you get ants in TV like that? Like,
John Carpenter is the master of horror and bugs. So
was like, I'm thinking like, how did he get ants in his TV? Like I'm going into this thinking like, man, he must have like, I'm like, because you're not gonna leave a sandwich in a TV. Like, oh, he must spill something sticky on there. That's why
the hardest part's
I'm
getting
taking
the
it to
ants
like
out
the
of the TV, you know.
oh, they'll die in there. It's all good.
Yeah, making more ants. I can't watch my Tom and Jerry. I got ants in the TV. Oh no! This movie does the thing where like, if you call someone's name in the darkness and they don't respond, don't keep going, fucking leave. He's like, Susan. And then he just like keeps going in further. Don't. If she doesn't respond, yeah, I'm right here. Don't go. Fucking stop.
It's dead silent. You don't go searching around. There's
Let
already
me get there a little further, Susan.
a spooky green tube.
Yeah.
You know, that no one can talk like can figure out. And then what I didn't understand is like they keep keeping stuff from each other.
Yeah, like Brian says that to the professors. Like, we have to tell him. He's like, don't tell him yet.
Oh, don't tell him
like,
yet.
No,
don't tell him yet. When they talk, when that one lady finds out that like it's like alive and something's growing in there. Oh yeah, no, but don't say anything yet.
And then
good.
Brian
and then
finds out it like shoots out something. It has like psychokinesis powers, and the professor's like, don't tell everybody. We don't want to get them scared. He's like, no, they need to fucking know it's alive.
Yeah, they should
dude.
probably know that it's alive. You know, and then it's too late.
It's too late. I love how like,
what's your name here? That one that wears the glasses. Who's that?
She's the radiologist, Susan.
Oh, who?
Susan, the radiologist with the glasses.
Oh, yeah, the glasses. Yeah. All
right. She gets a little bit of water in her mouth, and
I liked that too. I'm like, man, that ceiling is a good shot, right in the mouth.
And I like how she gets to puke it in other people's mouths too. It's really cool. But it was just so cool, like how the thing was locked from the inside, so it can only get out. So it's like slowly getting out the whole movie, and like how it's carbon dated to be like fucking like millions of years old and shit. It's like, god damn, this is fucking cool, dude.
Like how do they have glass if it's millions of years old? Oh wait, yeah, I forgot Jesus was an alien. Sorry.
That's right. Which makes more sense than him being a real guy. I'm trying to
poke holes in it, and well, he was an alien that was like had human features, and that's why it was passable. And also that like idea that since the Earth is moving, they can like beam a signal back. Like it's like where they talk about how it's like back in time, kind of.
So people from the future of 1999,
they can distant future.
So they take tachyon particles, which go faster than light. So if anything goes faster than light, it proceeds to go back in time. So they like calculated where the Earth would have been at that moment, shoot that fucking message into that for the fucking particles to travel back in time and hit Earth into people's dreams, which was fucking cool. Like, this is not a dream. This is a vision of the future.
Since we can't really like hit you up while you're not sleeping, this is what's going on.
Oh, fucking cool. Like,
I thought that was really cool.
And how like everybody had the same dream. Like the closer proximity they were to like the evil of Satan, they were like able to all have that same dream. Fucking cool idea. Also, so the lady is like translating the book, which is cool because it's like been rewritten over certain parts so nobody can like read it. And she's like translating it. Why don't they just skip to the end of the book to see what happens. Like maybe it'll tell you how to stop it. Like you're going page by page. This book's like fucking thick. You're not going to get through that whole
Like
thing.
at first, I understand the whole page by page thing, but after weird shit starts happening, they should have skipped to the end to see what was going on.
I know that's not the way to read a book, but sometimes skip to the end. You
I'll
might
do what
figure it
I
out.
want. I mean, if I'm holding on to that book, no, who's going to stop me from turning all the way to the end? You know,
Ain't gonna be the alien Jesus. Ain't gonna be
that's
the
for
Prince of Darkness. That's for sure.
the prince of darkness. You wanna you wanna prince it?
What I thought was cool was that like the evil entity did not choose the lady that you think it's gonna choose. Like you think it's gonna choose Catherine because she's like the main girl, the main love interest, but it just chooses like Kelly, which was really cool.
She's the one that bumped her arm.
Mhm.
Apparently, you have to get a bruise to be chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta get hit real hard too, because I mean, I don't remember bumping into that thing that hard.
Yeah. And I like how it's like obviously getting a symbol raised at him. And she goes, "Oh, it's nothing." I'm like, "No, that's not
Like,
nothing.
no, that is the blue oyster cult symbol. You're a liar.
Well, she just was ashamed to say that she's such a Blue Oyster Cult fan. You know? She's
Oh,
like,
come on. If you're the
they're great.
yeah. It was a shameful thing to mention in 87. Was that what this 87?
Mm-hmm.
1 year before I was born.
Whoa, dude. Were you named after the Prince of Darkness?
Yeah, Dane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
pretty
his
sure.
name, right?
Yeah.
No, I was named after Prince, dude.
Few know that Prince's real name was Dylan or Dane, not Dylan.
Yeah.
Dane.
Prince.
Prince. Hey, it's Prince. Feels like my Prince is on fire.
I think that's what it was. We just liked adding his name into stuff. Good on you, Prince. There are a few songs I kind of enjoy by him.
Rest in Prince. Rest in Prince.
Prince in peace.
The part where the computer is telling that guy, it's like, you will not be saved by the Holy Spirit. You will not be saved by the God Plutonium. And like, in fact, you will not be saved. I was like, fucking dope.
Like, yeah, you know
dude.
what? Just let's cut to the chase. You're not
You're
going
not
to
gonna
be saved at all.
Yeah, fuck you.
Just
dude.
at all. Just
And
fuck.
how like after he gets turned, he's
It's
like
so weird.
terrifyingly like singing while dragging that chair upstairs.
I thought he was going to throw himself off of that balcony.
Yeah, and like in order to break the chair and then
then
cut your throat. I was like,
I was extremely surprised by it. I was like, oh my God. Okay, that didn't go where I thought it was going. Just
which is cool because it's like there was still some of him left in there, and he's like, no. Because even like what's the fuck's that guy's name? The guy looks like Meatloaf. Even he was like when he got turned, he had like that really terrified face, like he still knows like who he is in a way.
Yeah.
It's like it's
I mean, he also got his neck broken though.
That's true.
Extremely loud fashion.
Yeah. I liked Brian's like card trick that he kept trying to do. And then when he actually does it, it just seems like he dropped the card and everyone was like, I know they're like reacting to like the news that he's saying, but it looked like they were reacting to his card trick,
like magic. And it's just gone. You're like,
whoa. He just like dropped it and he's trying to do I meant to do
that. That's how I reacted to it. I was like, why did it go?
Where'd
Where
that
these guys
card go?
magician?
I don't give a fuck about people from the future sending us a message through tachyon particles. How the fuck did you make that card go? Brian, is it lost in your mustache? Is it lost in your muscles?
Where did it go?
Let
me check.
Magician never reveals the secrets.
I'm gonna check those muscles.
Oh, believe you
I'm gonna
me.
get in there and I'm gonna feel around. I'm gonna find that card. I did like how he was doing that the whole thing.
Yeah, like even when he's
I
talking,
think he's just interested in sleight of hand. That's all I took from it.
What's cool is when people do that to characters, it like gives them such like a I don't want to say like it brings them like to reality, but it makes them feel more like a real person because they have like weird tics and like weird stuff that they
or just
do.
Shit that they're like into.
Yeah, so like,
off the like whatever what class is that they're taking? It almost seems like philosophy, but I don't think it is.
It was like something about physics and philosophy of physics because I know that was like her whole thing was like she was taking that to try to like get back in touch with some part of physics. But yeah, I think it was like physics philosophy or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so cool to have him like have a card trick while he does like when he tries to talk and do shit. It's like
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to tell you about all of the stuff that went bad with this now after everything's gone bad. And
Yeah.
what's her name is laid out in this room over here melting.
Mm-hmm.
How did they get that tube up the stairs so quick?
They're strong.
Man.
They've got the power of
Oh,
the
it's
devil.
I forgot they're possessed. I always got to remember that. I'm like, man, these homeless people are extremely organized. Oh wait, they're possessed.
Yeah. I like how the Kelly tries to give this whole thing where she's like, my cousin or whatever did this study about how schizophrenic people do patterns. They do their daily routine over and over. It's
But
like
these people aren't.
I'm like, how do you know they're schizophrenic? They're just fucking homeless. Like
They're an army of schizophrenic people.
Yeah.
But like, do you really think that like these people just like their record skipping is going and staring at a church for like hours and hours?
How do you know, lady? You don't see me every day. You might not know that I do this every day.
Yeah, maybe you're schizophrenic.
Yeah.
We're deep into this, but what shirt is that you're wearing there?
This is
I like that.
old classic devil hands. Hang on, I gotta get a good view.
Oh, I like that.
I figured since we're talking about the devil, I might as well be wearing something devil related.
Yeah, I missed that one. I'm wearing Beavis and Butthead.
Well, they are the devil's playthings, you know. They say some pretty naughty stuff on that music television. I've seen it.
They certainly do.
I've talked to my pastor about it. We're getting a petition to get them removed from MTV.
I mean,
good.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm seeing this and I'm imagining the liquid going into her mouth and eyes.
And Walter just stands there and he's just like, oh wow. Like, yeah, and it's like pouring in through eyes and mouth. I'm just like, oh good God.
Like, how are you not like, I don't know. I guess it'd be kind of hard to look away from that.
Yeah.
Considering like it's defying physics like altogether. Like, okay, first off, there's liquid on the ceiling and it's being projected into her mouth. Like it almost looks like she's sucking it in, but somehow in perfect streams that go to her eyes and mouth. Yeah, I'd probably just stand there staring at it for a little bit too. This elbow down here is disgusting.
Yeah,
it's just the I've been in the bathtub. I've been in boiling water.
She's overboiled hot dog and just skin's coming off. She actually kind of looked like a Totino's pizza, but when you don't get enough cheese on it, you know, and it's just kind of a little bit of cheese, but mostly
or you
sauce.
Took a bite and you ripped most of the cheese off.
So it's
as
like
you were biting.
Mostly just really runny, shiny sauce and just a little bit of chunks of cheese. So she was like the devil, Satan is just a Totino's pizza, not a full, really well-made Totino's pizza.
Yeah. Well, like constant, it's like lava, you know, because you'd usually burn the shit out of your mouth on that sauce. Nothing else was hot but the sauce.
When they're breaking Walter out through the wall and she got like that furniture piece with like the metal on it. And then when they're coming after him and he just breaks down that fucking wall with a mag light, I'm like, only with a mag light, those things are fucking strong. Just like, get me out of here.
You know, at that point, I'm probably doing the same thing. Like now it's like I'm a caged animal and I don't want to get like puked in by these guys. So,
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I'm the same way. But then again, if I'm experiencing all this supernatural shit, I'm like, where the hell am I going to go when I die? That's even more scary.
Yeah, this has kind of brought some shit to attention of like, is this real? What the fuck's going to happen if I become one of these? Like
I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. Why is that guy just staring into the mirror? Like, why is he so fixated on the mirror?
I think because it's hard because I think part of me was like, he still sees part of himself in there and like he's, you know, giggling and happy and like almost just kind of terrified of like what he sees. But at the same time, I also think it's because he knows that could be used as a doorway to bring the anti-god back. Because like
it's just so weird because he walks in there like I thought he was going to find that guy like instantly, you know, but that scene goes on for a while and he stares at that mirror for a while. You know, until what's her name comes in and then he steps back and she, you know, turns into a portal or whatever.
But she almost looks like so proud of him when she does that because she like puts her hand close to his face. Like, I don't know if he was like happy because he found it or if he's just like still trying to hold on to any bit of humanity he has left in himself, you know. But
I mean, like if you were to come back from that, I don't think you would survive anyway, considering he slashed his own throat.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you did, dude.
But then again, I don't know how well a piece of wood would do on something like that.
I love when they're getting ready to open the doors and the professor grabs the chopsticks and then shakes up the soda.
I know.
I remember when I first saw that, I was like, what the fuck's he gonna do with it? And then he gives him the old soda in the eyes trick, you know?
And then the old chopstick in the eyes trick too.
Took him down like a sack of bricks, sack of potatoes, and you're just like,
But
boom.
did that work though? I can't remember if he gets up again. No, I think he's down after that.
He's like down for the rest.
But I know, don't a few other people get back up?
Yeah, well, they beat the shit out of that one lady with bricks, which I thought was great, and she's not going down, so they throw her through the window.
I like how it's very obviously a stunt double while they're hitting her with the bricks.
And then when that one lady, I don't remember her name, she's the one with the glasses.
Man, they got a twofer on that window too.
And she just like gets thrown like immediately, like how she like gets up and it's like gonna be this thing. He just goes, whoop, just ran out the window.
I felt bad for that one guy I thought was gonna survive when the big guy comes in and he like sees him like hanging kind of above the door. And then the way he falls, I'm like, oh God.
Poor guy.
That just falls behind all that junk, and I'm like, oh.
There was the part where like she's putting her fingers in the mirror, she's like, and then when she does it with the big mirror too, I was reading that they used mercury. It's obviously not a real hand because it's mercury. It's very poisonous.
Yeah.
But they like would put it in so it gives that effect of like the mirror is like eating their hands. And then when it's on the other side, it's just like a pool of water.
Yeah.
You know, which that fucking ending alone. Oh man, when like
I loved it because it wasn't a happy ending.
Oh God, no. Well, this is part of what Carpenter calls his Apocalypse trilogy, which was The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and then Mouth of Madness, which is a fucking great film. I'm gonna tell everybody right now, go watch that movie. It's got Sam Neill in it, and it's kind of based off of, I think it's like based off of an H.P. Lovecraft story, kind of in a way. It's so fucking good.
Sick. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, Mouth of Madness was dope. Yeah, this is like part of his trilogy of In the Mouth of Madness. Sorry, people, I'm an idiot. In the Mouth of Madness is what it's called. But like how the priest like cuts off her arm and then it just like instantly grows back.
I know, that was awesome.
Cuts off the head and she like puts it back on. This movie was like really good at making shit tense. Like there was like really long drawn out scenes of like being uncomfortable and tense, and you're like, what the fuck's gonna happen? What the fuck's gonna happen? Like, I don't know. And just that scene where like everybody, like Brian's pinned down and like Catherine just like screams and then just like tackles that lady through the mirror.
And I like how that was her choice. Like just to I guess to save everybody, everything. But I mean, at that point, do they really know what was going to happen? Like if anything were to happen? So she just kind of risked it all because nothing could have happened.
That's such a beautiful shot too. And like it's flickering the light and she's like drowning and like falling down slowly. I was like,
but is she like drowning? I'm like, what is this like dark like place?
It seems like another,
because like the anti-god is like banished to this place.
It seems like I think it's almost like another dimension, because the professor was talking about how like every atom has like an anti-atom, basically, like, you know, it's opposite self. So
it's like the anti-earth then, like would it be like earth on the other side, just like all shitty?
Yeah, I'm not sure like if it's just like another dimension or if it's, you know, the actual scientific version.
I was a little bummed, you know, that she got like that she went through that. I didn't really want her to die,
but does she?
Which is, I know. And then there's that, because I think, okay, well, because I was thinking about this morning actually. Okay, well, she's gone through the mirror. The mirror's broken, so is that the end of it? But then I remembered, okay, he has that dream and she's the one standing in the church, but they cut it before he touches the mirror. I don't really feel like anything would happen with the mirror regardless of him touching it. Or do the people of the future know something that we don't?
I think it's like a situation of like, you can't fix time. Like you can't change time. So it's like, even if we try to send this message back, shit's going to happen anyway. So like her jumping into it was like meant to happen in a weird way. Like that's no way of stopping everything. I don't know. It was such a weird quick, deep ending, and I fucking loved it. Because, like you said,
And
nothing
then,
was happening.
a one jump scare at the end too. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, you dicks. Because it did make me jump. I was like, ah.
She turned into a Totino's pizza. She was laying next to him. And then boom,
I mean, I
he's
might
good.
have dreams about that after seeing such strange shit.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to see him touch the mirror, though. Honestly,
Yeah,
because
but
I was like, oh man, is she like, yeah? But then you're like, oh, is she still trapped in there? Or did those like two just kill her because they're, oh, you bitch, and then they just
Mhm.
killed her?
yeah, I don't know. Like, I wonder if like it uses her body, because like they were saying, like it needs to. That's why he's like calling these people, and like he can't physically, but like then he takes Kelly's form.
Mhm.
And so I'm wondering if like they just like the anti-god just straight up takes over like Catherine's body, which would be kind of dope. Because yeah, that end scene when it's that message from the future and it's actually her coming out of the church, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck
like,
yeah,
is it
dude.
actually going to be her though, or is it going to be the anti-god like
Mhm.
taking over her body?
And it's one of those movies that could have so easily gotten like a shitty sequel from a different director, because I don't think.
I'm so glad it didn't.
Yeah, I'm so glad it didn't. Also, I love when it ends. Walter leaves to go like get the police. How the fuck do you explain this to the police?
That's what I was wondering, and I really thought that he might have bailed at the end, and then I kind of didn't blame him. He did almost die because that's it. There's no like context. There's nothing leading up to it. You just see him hop out of the window, and then he just runs, and I'm like, man, he's just gonna bail, and I'm like, I would do that because I'm thinking,
Especially
how
after
you
the night
explain
he's
that to
had.
everybody?
Fuck yeah. And then
Yeah,
they
he
got
almost got
cops
killed.
and
Yeah.
firefighters show up, and they're like hauling out body bags and stuff like that. So it's like, how do you explain this? To be like, we were doing an experiment and some of our colleagues went nutso and tried to kill us, and then they died.
So we killed them. Like, how is that going to go well?
Because like they, like I think they're dead. Obviously, some of them are very much dead when they get taken over. But when Catherine jumps through the mirror and stops everything after the priest breaks it with the axe, like there's that like smoke that comes from them. So I think that's like whatever was controlling them leaving.
Yeah.
So like would their deaths, if they were the ones like drowned by the water, be like natural causes in a way?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't consider a guy's neck being broken natural cause.
Well, no, not that
Also,
guy.
the other guy like slashed in the throat.
Yeah, but the two ladies and Dr. Leahy just both got squirted in the mouth, and then they just fell over and died.
I guess you would have to look at the autopsy on the two that got just the water.
And to see what they just died of.
Yeah, John Carpenter, how are those deaths explained in the movie?
Well, did they die from a heart attack, or did their body just couldn't handle the evil of the Prince of Darkness?
I feel like the lazy way out would be to just say, oh well, they died of natural causes, and I feel like that's what the coroner would say, considering they would not be able to figure out what the hell happened to them.
Yeah, they would just say that.
I mean, how do you write down demonic possession? Obviously.
Yeah, duh. They're like, I'm gonna get this done because I want to go home. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I don't know what happened to these kids. It's a bunch of college kids hanging out in a church, and they all died doing something, probably some kind of ritual. And these kids went crazy doing their drugs and stuff.
Typical ritual.
First one I can think of, they're doing all kinds of PCP up there in the church.
That's what that green vat is full of. Nothing but PCP.
Yep. Then they all went crazy and killed each other.
What would you rate this movie?
I'd give it an 8. An 8 cacas out of a pile of Beatles.
8 cacas.
Fan. I know, you know what? 9.5. This movie was really cool. I love practical effects and stuff. And this movie was full of only pretty much practical effects, except for, I'm assuming, the mirror part where it glows. But even that could have been, all you have to do is really shine a really bright light against it.
Yeah, like against a piece of glass from the other side,
It's just, I miss that stuff so much. And I know that they kind of do it a little bit now, but not to the extent of like badass old John Carpenter movies where liquid goes flying, or there's always a really cool scene of something just like, that shouldn't be able to move the way it does. And the way they pull it off is always really cool. It's super impressive.
Like something so simple as that door breaking in on itself when Kelly like does her like psionic powers to it, like it breaks inwards. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool. Like it's such a simple effect, but like you wouldn't do that anymore nowadays. Like nothing like practical like that. I'm not saying they're going to make a whole CGI door, but they're not going to think
something as simple as backwards dripping water. You know, and even the scene not being super long, you know, didn't need to be. It still looked really cool.
It got its point across, just like boom. Yeah. I'm going to give this movie 11 Totino's pizzas out of 10.
Oh, damn.
Here's
went all the way to 11.
All the way 11. It's my first 11. This is hands down my favorite John Carpenter movie. And he's made a fucking ton that are great. Like even like John Carpenter's Vampires. Fucking love that movie. I've never really seen Ghost of Mars, but whatever, that's later on. But like this movie is just so fucking beautiful. It's got a great story, like a great premise, but it's also just at the end of the day, it's just a great fucking horror film. And it's scary. Like there's a lot of times that are like fucking spooky. Yeah. And everything. It's shot well. The music's great because it's John Carpenter. Like, I don't know. Seriously, this is my favorite John Carpenter movie. And I love John Carpenter. Like he is fucking great director. I think just in the ways that he just does what he wants, knows his vision, he goes for it, makes his own fucking music. It's just he does everything on his own, which I fucking love. Like that people need to...
I wish more artists would do that.
Yeah.
Like put in the love. Like put in like, you know, make it your fucking vision.
Yeah.
Like make it what you wanted it to be initially, not like, oh, hey, maybe you should try it this way. Maybe you should shut up. You shut up and let me do my job.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, I would never do that with anybody that was like, oh, hey, maybe your music could do this. Be like, maybe you could shut up.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's obvious when something is cared for and like treated with like love and like it and made the way it wants to be made. Like you get a great fucking piece of art like this. Like this is the way he wanted it. This is the way it came out. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like it's intentional, and I like it. Like it gets its point across being intentional.
Yeah. And just for the aspect of it being like a scientific religious horror movie where like
and that was really cool too.
Yeah, like it's a thing you don't see a lot because it would be just like demonic things like killing people, but it's like these scientists trying to figure out this shit using science, and this like priest wanting these people to do that. It's fucking cool. It's like a brilliant new concept.
Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of like a religious person going like, I need science. Only science can help me, not like, you know, grabbing their Bible and start like chanting over a person.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's cool. It's a fucking great movie.
Fantastic.
Great fucking
if you have not seen it, you need to go watch it. This is definitely one of those like not one of the bad movies that we've watched. This is a really good one. Not that like, I don't know, we always have something good to say about the movies we watch.
Yeah,
we're not like butthole critics.
No, and which I think nobody should watch a movie going into it knowing they're supposed to hate it or knowing it's not going to be good. Just fucking go to it like just open mind and just fucking watch it. Like, you know, it could be good. And even if it's bad, there's good parts to it, or enjoy it for its being bad. You don't have to be like, yeah, fuck that movie, watch it again. And never...
just because it's a horror movie doesn't mean you have to take it seriously the entire time. If something makes you laugh at it.
Yeah. That's what Walter's
part was. There was stuff that made me laugh in the movie, and I still loved it because it was a horror movie. I didn't take it as like, oh, now this is a comedy and it's a bad movie. No.
Folks, if you enjoyed this episode and enjoy things like this, please go to Project Nerd's website, check out all the good stuff that they have, including us. Project-Nerd. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's real neat.
Pretty neat
Got
place.
Some cool stuff.
Yeah. Two neat guys. Pretty neat place. That's it.
Two guys, one film on Project Nerd.
Yeah.
It's where you'll find us, nice and cozy in our little nook there. You know, hanging in. Right along the other awesome shows and stuff that they've got. Two guys, one film.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
And that was Prince of Darkness.
And Spanks for watching. You gonna cut us in?
Yeah, I'll cut it eventually. Yeah.
All right.